Welcome to Tips. I'm Ricardo.
Hey, I'm Dimitri.
Today we're gonna talk about.
Let me ask you, Rick, what's in a name? What's tips?
Tips is basically travel, internships, professional programs, and study. So we're gonna focus these talks for people who want to come to Australia to study, or for short-term programs, or as visiting agents, partnerships, anybody.
Nice.
What do you think if we talk today about things to do in Sydney?
Well, I guess for me, there's a few things. One of the big things is obviously the tourist attractions of the Harbour Bridge and the Opera House. But I think just going into the CBD and seeing the beautiful city itself, it's a good starting point for anyone.
The city. Yep.
Yeah. I once got told, actually, the best way to know a city is to walk through it. We've got the light rail that takes you from the bottom to the top of Sydney, if you like, CBD. I think there's some other great places like the Botanic Gardens. Sydney's got a really mild winter. It's not too cold compared to some other cities in Australia.
And also, I think, well, I'm come from Colombia and I came 20 years ago, but still to this day, I enjoy taking the ferry and just looking at the city from the water is just amazing. It just relaxes you and you get to see the real side of Sydney and why it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
What do you think? You're from Adelaide, so what do you think?
Oh, look, without a doubt, a city surrounded by water, it's just gorgeous. And when there's no clouds, it's a clear day, the blue of the water, it really reflects well.
Which other tip, which other thing do you think?
I'd say to see the beaches of Sydney. That ranges from the eastern coast beaches, Bondi, famous Bondi, Bronte, Clovelly, Coogee, but all the way up to Manly, for example, and get the ferry to Manly. Beautiful.
We're spoiled choice because we have more than 70 beaches, and there's walks between, let's say, 2 or 3 of them. You can stop in between, have lunch, have a coffee, whatever you want to do. It's great.
And go for a swim, right? Don't worry about the sharks. They're only going to bite an arm or a leg.
Yeah. We're joking. It hasn't happened. Apart from outdoors, I think there's a lot of museums as well. Like, for example, my background is architecture. I really enjoy doing tours in the Opera House, going to museums. Customs House has fantastic kind of model of the city. Like, there's a lot of things to do indoors as well.
Yeah. Like you said, the Opera House, like, it's iconic. You can't come to the city of Sydney if you're here for a short stay and not view it. But even walking along the shopping mall of Pitt Street and some of the older heritage buildings that you talked about, but just to get a feel, or progress further down George Street and get into Chinatown area. And it's so culturally diverse. It's great. For me, you can't go hungry in Sydney. There's such a wide variety of food choices.
I'm very close to Chinatown. There's Central Park now that has so much, not only food, but architecture. And then if you go the other way towards the north, you go to Darling Harbour. And that precinct is also full of food, full of restaurants. It's just fantastic.
Yeah. The new Barangaroo, where it's been an extension of, Darling Harbour. It's beautiful to walk there. One of the things I like to do is, grab an ice cream on a Sunday and walk through Barangaroo and Darling Harbour, and who knows what you find.
Yeah, exactly. What else do you think, apart from these walks and things like this?
As the city itself, if you want to be more adventurous and, jump into a car or jump in the train, there's some really nice places very close to Sydney. For example, the Blue Mountains and Hunter Valley. Blue Mountains is famous for beautiful mountain sort of views, if you like, and Hunter Valley, brilliant for wine. Mm-hmm. So I think there's a lot of opportunities for you.
Yeah, and even going south to Wollongong, Kangaroo Valley, that's beautiful as well.
So look, if I had to quickly summarise it and say to you, what would my top tips if you came to Sydney, would definitely be take a walking tour of the city and take in the sights of the Opera House and the Harbour Bridge, go visit some beaches and try and explore some different cuisines that you wouldn't normally, from where you're from, try, because Sydney's got all that diversity.
Mine would be to basically take the ferry as much as possible because it takes you to different parts of the city. On Sundays, it's almost for free, so you can just seriously hop on, hop off and do whatever. And it's just a great way to see the city. Okay, thank you so much. If you want to connect with us, you can find us on LinkedIn. I'm Ricardo Gutierrez, and I'm from Betsy Accommodation Solutions.
And I'm Dimitri Makris. I'm the Director of Marketing and Admissions for Western Sydney University International College.
Perfect. Thank you so much.